All right. This is the noob group, 4:08 p.m., May 28th, 2018, and we're reviewing some of the changes we've made since the last meeting. Gary was there for some of them, but what we've done is we say, hello, Jim Scarver here. It knows who you are. So if you do it, it'll show your username here. And the way that was done was simply in the query here. The first thing I did was got the viewer login. And I used the Explorer to see what options I have at the top level before I was in any repository. Things like followers and stuff like that. And one of the things was the viewer, and an attribute of a viewer was the login, which is your own GitHub ID of the person running the program. And then I just passed the login to the render of the home template, and I just say hello login, your labels to review. And then I go through my labels here, and where I get that from is in the server.json, in the query for the note, I added for the labels. I was just getting label name. I added description here. And then when we, we access the page, so yeah, after I do the query, of course, okay, after I call the GraphQL endpoint here, I define an empty array called my labels, which I declare at the top as a variable. And then for object of body data repository label nodes, I go through all the label nodes and get the label object out of it. And if the label name equals the current label, I would take the label text. I may take the label text and put it in the description of that item. So I passed the label text also to here, so I can give the description of the current label, whatever it is. And at the same time, I look at I take the description, and if the description, if, if, if the description is defined, which it could be null, I found, in which case you get an error on description includes. But I look to see if it includes your login in the description. That means it's a label that you're a guide for. And I do a my labels push object name. So if I choose development here, I see the description with the names of the guides in there, or whatever. And I get my labels as well. And here's where I put the label text in for the current label. Right after the select box. Okay. And then let's see, open, closed, and all issues. So what I have here is I added 3 buttons. State equals open, closed, open, comma, closed. So if I hit closed, I get closed. If I hit all, and that's simply putting the link to the reference, state equals open, closed, state equals closed, state equals open. And then in the, I pass the state to the template, and in the query, I put the state that we're searching, the list of states that we're looking for in the query. Any questions on that?
That seems relatively straightforward, the state bit.
All right. And finally, added helper for date format. Well, the date format here was hard to read. And so in the template, for the date, I added a helper date to the whoops. And if I take this helper out, for created at, we can see the original format was a lot harder to read.
Yeah.
Oh, David is here. And greetings,
Donald.
David.
It's Donald.
I realized you had joined. I was just going over some of the recent updates that I made. I'll finish that in a minute, and then we'll get to you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So we in the so with the date in there, with the date helper in there, we get a lot cleaner date. And if we look at in the helpers handlebars.js file, we can see the date function. Okay, which, given a date, returns. And I had to put this quote in here. Otherwise, I got an error that I couldn't do a replace on a date object. But if I tried to access the date object, it gave me an error anyway. So I didn't quite figure out what was going on there, but I found this trick. If I do quote plus date replace, it works. So the first thing I do is replace the T with a blank, and then I get a substring. Since we don't need the number of seconds in the time, we get a much shorter, we get a shorter field. And in fact, I was wondering if we need the time at all, but it can't hurt. It's not that much extra to see, but we could, we look back at the thing here. I replaced the T with a blank, and then I got the substring 0 to 16, which basically took the number of seconds and the Z off the end.
Basically, this works like a filter, right?
Okay. And then and that's then we had the work on CSS question mark. And what we have here is our style.css. We have some junk that happened to be in here in the sample file that we that happened to be here that I don't think we use. I don't know. It says I'm not that familiar with CSS, so I don't really understand why this. It has instructions here for H1 and H2 that don't seem to be obeyed. It says the color is white and the font weight is bold. So when we look at, do we have an H1 in our thing? Main handlebar.
I don't.
Bars. Actually,
Probably don't have an
we have
H2.
an H2. Okay.
Okay, so what do we have an H2?
Why do we have an H2?
Yeah, we don't have an H1 above it.
I don't know. The H1 looked too big.
Okay, but
This is
in order to be semantically correct, we need to put an H1 and then lower its size with the CSS.
Okay, you want to share your screen and show us how to do that? You can.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah, sure.
Share. This is the collaborators link.
Yeah, I have a link for that.
You have that? I'll put it in the chat.
All right. Well, give me 2 seconds here. View
And I'll stop share.
share screen. Okay, so obviously I cannot share my screen because I have a technical issue.
Oh,
This is weird. Anyone who runs Linux can understand that problem with the graphics.
Um,
Anyway, but I can go to the
yeah, well, if you make changes, we can see them on my screen.
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
Jim, you open the file, and then Donald can change the file, and we can watch the file being changed.
Yeah. So let's go.
So we go to the style.css, and you can take out whatever garbage, take out everything if you want.
Okay, let's go to the home.handlebars under views in order to change the H2 to H1
Oops.
first, and then go back to the style. And
Okay. Let me just get rid of this extra white space here. Go back to the style.
public
You want to
style.
just erase everything in here? Start fresh? Is there anything
No.
here?
No. Just leave it as it is. And now let's go back to the handlebars here. Okay, so
Go to the handlebars, Jim.
Oh, back to handlebars?
yeah, this okay, so go to the main handlebars.
This, main handlebars.
Main, yeah.
Okay, this is.
We need to call that CSS.
Included in every page.
Yeah, and we need to call that CSS file in order to appear. Okay, so we call it this way, the header of this document. Okay.
Okay.
So now we can go and view the app.
Server. Yeah.
Okay, I don't see anything different on the app.
Okay. Okay, so 1 minute. I'm back to the handlebars, main handlebars. And we need to go back a few directories here because I can't find the file. So that's 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's we go there. Nope. Don't see any change.
Neither do I. So let me see what's the problem.
Maybe 3 is too many. I don't know.
No, we need we need to call this one, but we have to go 1, 2. Okay, so
I think you got an extra. What's that extra slash for? That's
the file is a directory which is higher in the hierarchy tree.
Yeah, dot is parent directory, but there's a slash out here. And
yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Parent directory, and then we need another parent directory, I think.
Let's redoing the app again. It looks the same.
Yeah.
Redoing the app again. Still the same.
Something goes wrong here. Okay.
Um, so,
Okay, so maybe I can find the file.
I would try one more. Slash. And still nothing. Well, we didn't get.
Why does it say public style CSS rather than views? I'm sorry. You're right. It is public CSS. Okay.
Right. And now where we are right now, we're in views, layouts, main handlebars. Okay. So one directory. So this is in the layouts directory. One directory up would be views. One directory up would be the root of our files.
So we need to go to the root.
And so public, it looks to me like it should just need to go to the parent twice. This is re-rendering now. Looks the same. Now, what are you expecting to see here?
At least the H1 here changed.
The H1. Okay, so I mean, we can look.
I thought this was bigger than what it was previously.
Not the right.
Okay, so I'm going to change the color here as white. I'm going to try to do that.
It is an H1.
Yeah.
Because we changed it to H1, right? But we didn't see the styling.
So it is finding the CSS file.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
It isn't, no.
Because in the main handlebars, in the home handlebars.
Oh, okay.
Now you have H1.
Yeah.
So of course, that shows H1.
I can see the style here in the inspect. If you inspect your browser.
Do what?
If you go to the application itself and select the H1, you can right-click and click inspect.
Right, that's what I just did. Right, it's H1.
I can see some CSS on H1. I can see the font weight, it's bold, but I cannot see the coloring. Maybe, give me a minute. Maybe we have already called it and we need to change a few things. Let me change the color to red in order to be sure. No.
Oh, you got an unknown property error in the CSS sheet. It says unknown property text color.
Okay, now I'm watching at the code on the client side, and I don't see the CSS file code in here, and there is actually no header at all. So maybe we should, there is no header here, that's why. Jim, how do you enter the header in the handlebars views? We need to enter the header there because it's empty.
So, so this is I see the end of the header here. I don't.
If you scroll a little bit, there is the start of the header above it.
Where?
Scroll up, Jim. Right from there, scroll up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the header there is empty.
What does that mean?
Right? But we need to call it from the main handlebars.
We need to call it.
Yeah, so the entire head section is actually, okay, I see your code here. I think I can.
So I can see where you are by the color, except you're the same color almost as Entropy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you're here. So this color shows what page people are on. Color on the left edge here shows us what page people are on.
Okay, that helps. Okay, I'm going to move. I'm just viewing on the Zoom screen, so I'm going to move over into the actual documents now.
So let's see. We want to.
There's also an error in the style sheet as well. It's unknown property. If you line 14.
Yeah.
So let's. Now we get this one error here. Error in the event handler. Error in the event handler. Do not read property. Oops. Seems to be loading. Interact of undefined.
That's Chrome extension of yours, probably. That's in your browser, Jim.
I wonder what extension that is. Chrome content.min.cs. Now, WebKit is something we're using here.
Because people can't get what I would up there Saturday morning. My friends that live in the area. So that was fun. But we go up there sometimes for the tree. We do soft chocolates like breakfast. And usually they have stuff. But this time, dessert, she said it was either Russian or Israeli. It was a pastry. You know, that thin phyllo
So if you don't put the body there, we're not going to get anything, are we?
No, that was for no reason there. It works the other way around.
Oh yeah, I've never been able to do. We have this new little
So there's nothing between the body and the end body.
things that open up these sides. But they have a really good meaning.
Of course, we don't have a body.
Yeah, there is nobody here.
So we
Header H1.
so we have a body here.
Yep.
And somehow we got the bottom. To get to the bottom, HTML. Weird.
Yeah, we need to fix that because otherwise we need to put the head to complete the head section there.
Okay, well, I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, we had some trouble accessing the CSS file. So
No, I think I accessed it.
yeah, I'm just for the benefit of the recording, I'm just showing what we did. So we put the this whole heading, which didn't seem to be used, we put that in the home handlebars file, and we had trouble accessing the style.css. It's in the public directory, which is at the root of the server, so we put the URL, the full URL to it here. I mean, it would seem to me that if we were to take out this here, that it should work. I'm just going to try that. And I don't know if it worked or not. If I change the style to red here, we should see this is red. Okay, so we don't need the full URL of the
Okay, so
of the style.
fix it. Oh, awesome.
Oh, it's the looking at the wrong file here. So we only need the style.css, and in fact, we should be able to eliminate all of this. Right? Style.css.
Can we get rid of line 8 as well? Because that's not needed, is it?
Line 8.
Yeah, the one directly above it, the style sheet that leads nowhere.
Yeah, that one can go. Thank you. And we see it still works. Okay, so now we know public is the root of the server. Any pages we put there are at the root of the server, but we put static pages there. And we can access them, which is good to know. Okay, so we go back to the style sheet. Do you have some styles you want to suggest or for this report, Donald? Or
Do we need to a background color of the website, or just leave it white? I made it yellow.
yeah, I think white is fine.
All right.
Can we look at the RChain user website and see if we can see any ideas there?
Yeah, I can get the color scheme from the website, and we can use it as we can use the same colors.
Okay. You want to do that now, or you want to come back and show us at a later time?
Yeah, I can come back later. Can I play around with this a little bit? I won't break anything.
Okay.
Just colors.
Yeah. I mean, we've been pretty liberal about modifying it. Nobody's complained yet. You can. Choose advanced options. Yeah, download project.
Και σου εξηγεί και σου κάνει ένα τέτοιο και σου μιλάει κανονικά ο τύπος.
Yep.
Χωρίς να ανοίγει το. Σκέψου το κανονικά και
They
σαν
don't
σου
have
μιλάει.
download project.
Καταλαβαίνεις το πρόβλημα του.
Does it run offline?
That's interesting. Now, one of the main problems that we've had that we weren't able to solve is that when we export to GitHub,
Αλλά μαλάκα, θα φύγει το πόλεμο πως τελειώνει ταινία.
Jim Scarver RChain tools.
Μαλάκα, τι γίνεται.
It says exporting. It says export successful, but then when we go to the repository, it's not there.
Well,
So
there is a compare and pull request. It creates it in another branch, Jim.
oh, what's this?
Oh, should I wait till August to open it?
They're there now.
Yeah, it creates another branch.
Your branches.
Yeah, you can change the default branch up, right, and choose the one of the glitch.
Right, but it didn't make. I mean, it only made them 29 seconds ago. It didn't make them 2 days ago or whatever the last time was. So okay, so how do I serve? Okay, so I have to make a pull request out of this,
I think so.
or how do I? Okay, so I have this branch now.
Yeah.
And now I want to merge this branch.
Yeah, you can click the compare and pull request.
Compare and pull request.
And now you create a pull request.
Um,
Okay.
okay, and then
And now you can merge that.
Okay.
Since it's your repository.
Pull request. Which one? Merge pull
Merge.
request. Confirm merge.
Okay, so now it's in your master repository.
Okay.
Master branch.
And, if I
To go back to the code.
now I have two branches here, so I want to get rid of them, right?
They are both merged, so you can delete them now. Okay.
It's like
It's the same branch.
same one somehow.
Yeah, it's under your branches and active branches, which is both.
So somehow the other day it didn't create the branch as far as I could tell.
Oh,
And
so now it works.
Interesting. Okay, so
So what should I do, Jim? Should I download the app and run it offline, or should I play with the CSS online?
I think you should play with the existing project and just try not to break it. And if you break it,
No, don't worry.
us-
I have years of experience with CSS, so it's no problem.
okay, that's great. But yeah,
okay, you can work wherever you're comfortable. You can always check it out somewhere, work on it.
Okay, so if I export this,
And then we could import it, right? Now, if
I can just import it on another.
Now, if I import from GitHub, what does that do?
It'll overwrite your existing project.
Do I have to?
yeah, don't do that.
So
Don't do that yet. Didn't we create a backup? We made another duplicate of the old version of this. We could just update that, and then you can play with the live one, no issue.
Yeah. I mean, what I've been doing is, the download project here, which I have several versions of it.
all right.
But it's not clear to me how I put it back.
Okay, so now. Oh, well, obviously you upload and replace all the files.
Yeah, TGZ is a compressed format.
Of the files, basically. So.
I think so. I think you can.
Yeah, it makes a tar.gz file,
Yeah.
which I have to somehow upload to this workspace.
Or extract and upload.
Okay, which
Extract and upload, yeah.
I don't know how to do it. Okay, if we I can go to the console. I can SSH, maybe? No. Oh. Yeah, I could SSH to another machine or SCP it.
Yeah, you can upload it directly to the server.
But I'd have to put it on a public server somewhere. I don't know how else I could download it. It seems like
No, you can do it.
easy.
You can export the TGZ.
I'm sorry?
You can export the TGZ. You can use a 7-zip for that, the software, and then you can just drag and drop the files in the files here, and it will replace them. So you can drag files from your file system directly on the browser, and they will upload.
Interesting. So, if I take a file, let's say some random file here, like the chat.txt, and move it over here, I can stick it in.
Yeah.
Sweet. And how do I delete it?
There.
That's it.
Good to know.
Awesome.
TGZ files are a little bit of a pain on Windows.
You can use 7-zip software.
Yeah.
I think it exports them. Okay, so I'll be back in an hour, right?
What time is it there?
It's let me check. It's 10 minutes after midnight.
Why don't we meet? Why don't we continue tomorrow night?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll have more time to play with it. All right. So see you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow.
See you
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.